eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu was at the mayor's briefing and joins us now back in our newsroom, in front of the newsroom camera. So take us back, Linda, if you can. What prompted this investigation in the first place that led to the suspension of these three senior officials?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Jeremy. So what Herman Mashaba said today, Mayor Herman Mashaba, was that the reason why they looked into this was the fact that most of the houses that were affected by the storm last year was the fact we were new. So there were fairly new houses that were built, and of course they spoke about houses in Protea Glen and houses in Lufering, which are fairly new communities in terms of these houses. And so he set out to task a team that would look into who is actually implicated in this, and if there is anything to actually look into the fact that maybe it wasn't just a storm, but also the fact that these houses were poorly built. And one of the things that he said was that upon their discovery, they found that actually their construction company that actually built the houses made a lot of faults in terms of constructing. So they were poorly constructed, these houses, as well as the fact that one of them wasn't even registered with the city's laws in terms of checking, monitoring, and of course going on site and checking if these houses are actually being built up to the standard of Johannesburg. So they also found out the fact that the city had also had a hand, because three of their officials failed to actually supply them with documents that show why they captured these incomplete applications from these companies, construction companies. So what they did now was then that they suspended the three officials, and Herman Mashaba actually made it clear that this is one of the first steps that the city is taking into this matter, because after they suspended these officials, what they are going to do is now prosecute those who are at fault and actually try to approach them so that they can be able to answer for themselves. And another thing is that those who are still sitting with houses that are broken and houses that have been affected by the storm and are not yet rebuilt, of course there are those who have insurance, but those who still are waiting on the government, Herman Mashaba said that they have submitted to national government claims, and they have labeled such areas as disaster areas so that government may be able to assist them. But for now, Herman Mashaba said the way forward is that they will go into those communities. Personally, he said he will go into those communities and give them a feedback of where this matter is at the moment. But one of the things was certain. He said that it is too soon to say what they are going to do, but now that they have the information, now that they know who they are dealing with, the next step is to now act upon that information that they have.
And the Minister also suggesting that banks could be complicit in terms of extending loans to people for houses that were not properly inspected and also shoddily constructed, and also confirming to Newsday that he would be turning his attention in that direction in the not too distant future. eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu, thank you very much indeed.